AMZN, Canada's Competition Bureau, obtained court order to advance investigation of Amazon's marketplace fair pricing policy. That's AMZN.
Morning, guys. You see who see me here? Still setting up a second. Mic check. That's good. Cough check. Okay, so I had mentioned yesterday that I was going to pick the RV stocks for those of you that are interested in trading that. I guess the sooner the better. So basically what you do, the quickest way to do this is to open up a day chart. Well, first of all, I had a scanner. I have scanners for this. This is the one for trading today, but my scanner for this is now ATR only over 4, unlike the book that says 5. So that's a bit of a change because of the way the market's changed a bit since that book was put out. So sometimes you have to. This is very interesting. It's hard to borrow. Yeah, I was just checking on that, calling about that. So I think they're charging. Was it 28 cents? I don't know. I think it's 17 cents per 100 shares if you can get it. But because of what's going on, if you're able to borrow it. So every trade you take, it's like another 17 cents if you can even get it. So it would add up quickly. Anyway, I would stay. We can't trade it because you can't short it. So unless you're making arrangements to do so. Some of you might be doing that, but I would not recommend it, quite frankly. If anything, I would think it's going to go long today anyway. It was 93, now it's 97, so it might be tradable to go long, and they may take that restriction off at some point. But geez, this guy's just shooting himself in the foot on a regular basis. But anyway, this is the scanner that's set for the RV stocks. So I went ahead and researched all these. So when you find one that is at the top of the volume list, you go right into the day chart to figure it out. So let me take this back.
That is November. Tango Hotel India.
Don't do that. Don't do that. There we go. Let's go back to the scanner that we're going to be using. I just want to make sure I'm set on the right one for later. So the ones that came up usable were AMD, Apple, Palantir, and NVIDIA. So those are the ones that would make RV worthy stocks today. I think that most people are going to be trading either NVIDIA or Palantir based on the conversations here. And how you get a quick look at that is, now why I say you don't decide until literally the moment before, but you mark out which ones you want to trade. And the RV strategy based on day trading volume 1 is basically larger channels than what I'm showing. I'm showing you really tight scalping, to just get in and out. It doesn't matter what happens in the market because you're so fancy footing, footloose and fancy free, or whatever you want to call it, that you can get in and out at any time, right? And that's, once you've got that skill, then you can transfer that into whatever else you might want to trade. So learning this skill right now to get in and out quickly, 5 cents, 10 cents, 15 cents, that's the thing. Then you can get into trading 25-cent channels like the RV, or 50-cent or even dollar channels, and wait for the move, because it's channel trading. Off support and resistance, historical data, Fibonacci levels, which is historical data in its oldest form, But here, the first thing you do is you've got your ATR set up
Pro
here.
Squawk has disconnected.
Oh, come on, guys. That's not what I wanted to hear. I think that was Carl this morning. Yeah, they're having problems. But anyway, what you do is you go to your ATR level. See that green line right there? And you just mark those very quickly, just very quickly, right? And then this becomes your RV level just for status check for the stock. This is the fastest way to do it. How many of the previous days are in here? 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, you'll count as soon as it opens, it'll be 5. So you have 5 previous days, and then you go to criterion in the book. What does that do? And then you look to see, does it have, all the other things like your SMAs, are they up in there? Does it have tradable channels inside here? And, if you look at the 5-minute, there's your ranges. And I marked these are still on the 5-minute, but if you marked on a 1 hour, you'd have tons of channels in here. You have a couple Fibonacci levels in here. I think this rated a 7. It's not options Friday. So AMD was possible to trade on the RV strategy. The difference would be the liquidity, the volume, the way it moves to trade. So then the next one would be, which is everybody's kind of leaning toward Palantir right now. So if you look at the day chart there, you had many more days back than AMD. Well, actually, not that many more. Now that I look at it, what was so compelling about this stock? Well, liquidity is really good on it, but you're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4. You'll have 6 days. Well, really, you've got 7 days of it touching into the channel. Why that is important is because you're trying to get historical data within the range, and if you're within, but you're already out of the range. So, this stock's moving. So this is definitely contender. So that was rated in the top 3. AMD, Palantir, and NVIDIA were the top 3 based on what we marked out, and then Apple was the last one. We'll just take a quick look at NVIDIA. Was actually, I think, the better one, but everybody wants to try Palantir, so we'll see when we get there what it looks like. But NVIDIA looked pretty good too in here. They all rated 6 or 7, which is definitely tradable on the rating system. And then the last one was Apple, which was actually pretty damn good. But you know how Apple moves, because Apple's even got some of it's got an SMA in there. Yeah, I know Apple was a solid rating of a 7 for the RV strategy. So I think I was starting to say that's in Day Trading Volume 1. I'll have a link to it. And this is what we trade nearly every morning. It didn't have many in here, but then you got the SMA to make it go back up to a 7 rating, which was good. And, you might go back a little further to get your historical data on that. So that's what I would trade if I was doing the RV strategy. You wanted me to call them out. It's going to be AMD, Apple, Palantir, or NVIDIA. So we'll look right before about 10:20, 10:30 to see what is moving. Now, some of the people here are still trading the, they're still trading the 10 a.m. New York Stock Exchange, 1/2 hour after market opens is 10 a.m. So there's still some people that are religiously trading the way it was designed to be traded and doing quite well. Because of what I'm doing here with you guys, I'm coming in late, so we started a whole new group at 10:30, and the guys at 10 or hour after market opens, and the guys at 1/2 hour after market opens love it because they get the 1/2 hour bump, and then there seems to be a bump at the hour mark too that they can get ready to go in and move that way. So now I changed this layout a bit again because it was just too much with the dashboard here. I finally got this up where it's supposed to be over here, and then I do my adjusting on the 5-minute chart to mark the historical data. So as we get into days trading, once again I am going to go with NVIDIA. Just make sure nothing's changed here. Yeah, I'm going to go with NVIDIA, and Tesla would be number 2, but since it's hard to borrow, that's a no-go. And then Hood. So I did mark out Hood. I did mark out AMD. I did mark out Palantir. I don't think I marked out Apple. I might have, but it's way down in your volume down there. So again, this looks like it's not always going to be like this, but right now, NVIDIA seems to be the one, and why buck the trend of what you're going to have the most opportunities in. But as we've been trading it, you guys have been seeing that as we get into it, after 10 minutes in, 12 minutes in, it doesn't do as well. So we definitely want to have a backup stock there. So let's go ahead and get a look at it so you can see how I marked it out. We'll go into the 5 minutes so you can see here. Now these lines aren't going to matter up here, but what we will do right now, for those of you that are interested in the open strategy, the breakout strategy, let's go ahead and do that too. So we'll go to 7 a.m., which is about right, a little bit there, go to here, and we'll go ahead and mark. So our levels probably aren't going to change. So this is 640. So this is probably the highest mark at your for your pre-market breakout strategy. So I'll just mark it like breakout high, and we'll make that green, and we'll make it a dotted line, and we'll make it like a 3. So it's gonna be in our chart and kind of mess us up, but as long as you guys remember that are with me here. A lot of people trade the breakout strategy, then come over and do the scalping in my group. So remember, you're marking the bodies here between 7 and I think it's 7, maybe it's 7:30, 7 and 9:15. So we're really right there. So, you know, I don't think it's going to drop below here. So I'll go ahead and mark the body right here. Roughly, this is the one. So I'm not looking at exactly, but we're marking the breakout for. I'm not going to mark all the pivot lines. Because that'll just be too much since I'm trading the stock for
corporation size strategic partnerships.
Did I do that? No, we made this a dotted line. Sorry, I'm confusing myself. So
that's Alpha Tango Papa.
Did I make that a 2? I think I did. Yeah. So there's your pre-market high-low, and then your last 30-minute we can also mark, which would be right here, if you want to do this as your breakout. So that would be this one.
ATP popping to $1.53, up 14 cents.
Yeah. So this is the last candle working right now.
IROH hitting 1962 at the high.
Really, I don't think I'm going to mark that because it's going to mess me up to trade right here. But I don't mind having that breakout. But if you read Day Trading Volume 4, it has 4 different breakout strategies. One of them is the pre-market, like I just marked it, and then the other one is the last candle that closes at 9 on the 30-minute. And you mark the high and low of the body, and those are breakout levels as well. And it looks like it's right on those, or it would be right on those. So that's for NVIDIA. Would be an absolute good one to trade at the open. So all the stocks, it's kind of interesting that all the stocks that are, scalping worthy are the same ones that I'm showing you here, are the same ones that you would want to watch the breakouts for too, and then trade off the profit pivot levels of the breakout. So on the breakout strategy in Day Trading Volume 4, it has, let me see if I have a clip for that. See if this is it. Oh, there you go. Yeah, so there's 1 and 2 breakout, my 2 favorite, how you mark these on a 5-minute chart. And then you wait for it to break out. You never trade in between the levels. If it's breakout above it, you only go long. If it breaks out below it, you only go short. That was the final part of the strategy that made it so successful for people, that they weren't trying to scalp in between. Again, if you learn good scalping skills, you probably can, push the outside of the envelope with the breakouts. And then the other breakouts are the first 5-minute candle to close you might want to mark, or the first 15-minute candle to close. So you're just looking for, a lot of people will trade on those levels. Those aren't just by happenstance. Those were already being traded. So they're being called out. A specific strategy was built around them. And I'll try to talk about them every morning so you know what we're doing. So there's a lot of people here that I know and are going to be trading a breakout strategy. I don't know exactly which one they're doing, or if they're all doing the same one, but it's another way to trade. I don't want to confuse you because that's not what I'm going to be doing, but it doesn't hurt to take note of the levels either. It just gets to be really crowded after a while, right? It gets to be really crowded. So So if you just got into it, I just showed the stocks for, if you just arrived here, I see a lot more. I just showed the stocks for the, how big is our delay over there? Is that, let me move this and just see. That can't really be the delay, right? What I'm seeing over there, because that's like a long delay. That can't be the delay. Well, anyway, so the RV stocks today to look for, rated number 1 was NVIDIA or Palantir, and then right behind it was AMD, and then number 2, 3 would be
NVO,
Apple.
Novo Nordisk,
Those would be
here, November Victor,
any of the,
Oscar.
those 4 stocks would be great RV stocks today. It will not be chosen until
Novo Nordisk,
right before
said,
we start trading it.
submission of application
But
to
that's for a
EMA
different
for approval of
strategy,
new higher
right?
dose of
And
obesity
then for
treatment
today,
Wegovy.
we
Aims
looked
to
on
make
the
higher
scanner
dose
for what we're
widely
doing
available
today,
throughout the EU.
and we
That's
got
November
into,
Victor, Oscar shares popping on that news.
you know, this is the scanner for what we saw today, and you can see Tesla's hard to borrow. This one, Circle Internet, still
LGVN,
it comes up,
Fund,
but you can't
popping
really
here,
borrow
November
on it.
Golf, Victor,
So right at the
November,
top was
LGVN spiking
NVIDIA,
to
next is
$1.85,
Hood, and then we go to AMD. So those are the ones we're going to be looking at. Although Palantir we might look at too.
announcing
I've
FDA
marked them all
approval
out.
IND application
So
for phase 2
that's what we're going to be looking
pivotal
at today.
registration study of evaluating
There's a lot to say this morning.
as a treatment of pediatric dilated cardiomyopathy. That's Lima Golf Victor in November. LGVN spiking on that news.
Yeah, a lot of people jumping on that right now. So be careful on those momentum ones, guys. That's all I got to say. So what we're trying to do here, if you're new to this live streaming, is we are trying to trade large cap consolidating stocks, and we're sort of channel trading them and looking for support and resistance levels based on Fibonacci levels, other historical data, and we're trading in the moment looking for 5 to 10 cent scalps. I will take a trade on the opening candle as well.
HOD, Robinhood shares popping here. Hotel Oscar, Oscar Delta,
Really?
9510.
Let's take a look. It says Robinhood's popping. Look at that. It is popping. What's the news on Robinhood? Well, that doesn't see. Oh, I talked to you guys about this last week. That whole deal. Why does that make it go up? That's supposed to be bad news. Because people just learned about it, that you can trade ChatGPT, OpenAI, but not really. You don't really own it, but you can trade on how its value is. I mean, what's the difference, really? I mean, I don't see why that wouldn't be a viable way to trade, frankly, with all the other shenanigans that are going on. So, yeah, you don't own the company. You own a token when you're trading, but are you really holding? We're not holding, right? So we don't care about that. We go in and out. And I think a lot of retail traders are kind of thinking that way. So bigger things to think about as we get in to this whole thing is Hood. Yeah, Hood's up there. That was number 2 for us to trade today. So I did mark it out. Yeah, so there's our fibs. I didn't have to adjust that. I did pick up one more level here and another one down here. And we're right in the mix here. This is good, for it to go up. So this could end up being a really good one to trade today. For those of you that just want to switch right to that and already know what to do. And remember, just go for 5 to 10 cents and use your indicators. But this could be one we go to today for sure. I like to do NVIDIA right at the open. I am not going to trade this pre-market. I know it's very tempting. I'm not going to do it. So, but yeah, people are jumping on it, but it's nonsensical that they are. And that's always the danger, that somebody has a reality check in it and it goes down the whole way it went up. But look at it go. Look at that. That was all the way down 94.18. Oh, that's just $1. It looks a lot more dramatic there, doesn't it? That's just $1. But anyway, but $1, you have 500 shares. Remember, you can't get picked up quite as easily. I mean, look at the volume. Oh, it just really went up here. It is tempting, right? You get that FOMO feeling all the time. But what I was starting to say, if you look at the bigger picture in the market, is everything is overbought. And you have one side saying, oh, it's going to keep going until the end of time. After all, we're printing money, so we got nothing to worry about, right? It's not based on anything, but we keep printing it, right? You know, will the reality, will something happen there, or will the market just keep driving upward? But I do think that we're due for another big retracement. I mean, the dollar, I was listening to a report, the dollar hasn't been valued this low. The last time was 50 years ago. So, you know, there's a lot of things going on and with the whole tariff thing going on and stuff. Again, we are insulated by scalping because we're just moving in and out of all that stuff, which is great. Doesn't matter. But if you decide to go long biased, or if you decide to go a certain way biased based on the news you're hearing, just remember, I think I said long bias because I do feel like we're in. Remember what happened with NVIDIA? It was up to 146, maybe even 150. And then a whole bunch of us got caught in a swing as it went all the way down to $83. Not that many months ago. Look at Hood keep going, huh? Be careful, guys, if you go into that. So then, you know, after I took a loss, I did get in to that position again. I think I got it at $94, and I got out at like 130, 28, 29, 30, thinking it was done for a while. But then like a month later now, or 2 months later, or whatever, it's all the way up here. So, I mean, it's a good bet no matter what to trade that stock. And there's all kinds of ways. I'm not going to go into a lesson about the wash rules, but you should definitely talk to somebody mark to market, or there's a trick that you can do at the end of the year if you don't want to worry about wash sales. I'm talking about it's just after like Thanksgiving, after late November. Don't take a trade, you know, do something else in your life, and then they all wash away. You don't have to worry about being charged a lot of money on taxes that you didn't actually make, because that's what really happens with wash rules. It makes it seem like you know, it keeps adjusting your position. Again, I'm not a tax guy, so that's why I'm probably explaining it wrong, but there's different ways to get out of it. But when you're doing this kind of scalping, it's something to think about, that you should talk to your accountant about this gathering up and then getting to be, if you've made some good money, suddenly you won't have that money because they'll take it all away. So remember about that, guys. But talk to an actual expert about that. Right now, I think we have a few minutes. It's a good time to have a word from our sponsor. So this will be on for about a minute and 20 seconds, guys. But you should watch it for all the people that want to learn about the RV strategy and why this changed the world in trading. The $1 Million Margin Club put together a short message about their book, Day Trading Volume 1, and I hope you guys watch it.
No strategy, no chance. Day Trading Volume 1 is...
You're not going to watch it there. Let me move it over here. It opened up on a wrong screen. So that was technically not professional, but here we go again.
No strategy, no chance. Day Trading Volume 1 is how beginners become pros. Inside, you'll see real-world setups, practical tools, and step-by-step training, not just theory. Here's what's waiting for you. Learn range-bound trading strategies, channel trading, scalping, shorting, how to get a broker and guidelines for choosing one, margin versus cash accounts, cheat sheet for the questions they might ask, understand market, limit orders, fees, and more, approaches to risk management and keeping emotions in check while trading. Learn simulated trading. Understand 10 key signals that can improve your entry decisions. Learn scanner settings to find the stocks. Explore tools and techniques commonly used by experienced traders. Learn studies and indicators. Average true range levels. How consolidating stocks are identified and potentially traded. The 10 important candlestick patterns you should learn. A sample of a day trading plan. Learn how to draw support and resistance levels. Examples of how to mark Fibonacci retracement levels. Learn to identify and mark historical data levels. Learn the value of studies, tools, and indicators such as the VWAP, SMAs, EMAs, the volume profile, the ScalpMeter Pro, level 2, time and sales, RSI, and the ADX. Detailed examples and analysis of trades taken. Find the setups and stocks with a rating system checklist. Day Trading Volume 1 started it all, and its success was followed by the Candlestick Pattern Playbook, over 60 patterns with accuracy ratings. Volume 3, filled with challenges to improve pattern recognition. Volume 4, trading breakouts and breakdowns during the open session. This day trading series shares concepts and tools used by active traders. You'll also see custom-built indicators designed for short-term trading analysis and tools developed to assist traders with clarity, timing, and trade planning. Remember, be careful. All trading involves risk. You should speak to a licensed financial advisor. No strategy or tool can guarantee you will profit. Visit the $1 Million Margin Club and begin building your personal trading process.
That was pretty cool. I did briefly see that before, but I never really watched it. So there's a lot more in that book than I remember. That's a lot of stuff in that book. Man, this just keeps pushing it for those that jumped on it. FOMO. So here's my disclaimer. Make sure you make note of that every time. And if you try to sue me, you will lose, because this covers my butt. So don't try to sue me if you're losing money. Trading a sim, guys, honestly. And I've been down the road of the lawsuits. Most just get dismissed now, thank God. But there were 2 that put me through the ringer, and I had to prove it. We even had to take some videos down, and for a while now they were able to be put back up. And because the courts don't even understand. Have you ever really tried to talk to somebody about trading that doesn't trade? It's just like your alien speak. It makes no sense to them, right? So we're getting close. Hopefully you've set up your stuff. So again, if you just popped in, we're going to start with NVIDIA. Then we might switch over to Hood or Planeteer. Probably mispronouncing that name. And then the RV strategy, I called them out and showed the markings. It should be NVIDIA, Planeteer maybe would be your first 2, with AMD right there. And then last would be Apple if you're looking to do that. So that we covered all that earlier. We did go into the show you the scanner, which was right here if you just popped in, and talked about how Tesla was hard to borrow and how that's amazing. And you're basically paying 17 cents per 100 shares if you're able to get it right now. That could change at any minute, though, because it's difficult to short it. Although, again, I think it's going to go up today. But, so the shorting won't be an issue. But I'm only basing that on what goes down must come back up, like it kind of adjusted for his latest faux pas into the speaking about, starting a new party and all that stuff. So, remember, these are just my personal opinions, and you need to speak to somebody licensed, obviously, before you make any decisions on stuff like this, guys. I mean, I know I say it all the time, but honestly, I am wrong a lot. So I'm pretty darn good at scalping, but when I talk about I'm just like everybody else, I have theories and ideas. So make sure you have some sort of a plan. This is one I suggest that I use. I'm using this one basically. And this is kind of if you're new here, this is kind of the one that's a bit different, that you only go on 25% of your position, but then you're okay to add to it that way. But no matter what, always get out max loss per trade. And then I would recommend that only be 25% of your max loss per day. And then all the other things down here that I don't talk about, they're pretty good. Like, don't trade when you're bored. I still do that sometimes. What happens is you when you have a 92% plus accuracy, many days I'm 100% if you've watched me, you just start assuming you're going to be right, and that's so dangerous. So you go into a setup that's not good, and suddenly I'm planning to only trade 200 shares or something, and I'm trading 2,000 shares to try to make up for it. And I suddenly get this big loss because I took a trade when I was bored, and then I have to make it up for the day because that's the way I trade. I'm crazy. But anyway, guys, so we have 2 minutes to go. Yeah, I don't like this is too close to me, so let me pull this back a little. Right there, maybe. Let's see how the size of those candles are now. So you've got historical data marked here. You have the breakout I marked out here for the pre-market breakout, just for people trading the open strategy, but also we can look at them as levels. And then I have the Fibonacci levels here, and then the ATR levels are here too somewhere. Where are we close to those yet? They're not popping up. Is that because the market's not open? I don't know why that. I do have the ATR levels.
DFD,
Yeah,
defined
multiple
development
range.
purchase, 47,272.
They're just being.
Estimate
Oh yeah,
that
that's the
price
high.
of
There they are.
$149.09.
Yeah, they're right here.
Delta Foxtrot, Delta Victor.
No.
Minute to the U.S. market.
Yes, I don't know what those are. Oh, I'm lost. Well, right now I don't care. So we'll get into that in a minute. Really? Did you do that to me? I just want to make sure I have a good look for that as the fifth. That's the 15. This is the 5. We have 45 seconds. And I'll be looking to go, if it goes up, I'll be looking to get off of this historical level, 159.50, and go short. I would probably add to it within 10 cents if it keeps going up off this breakout high. So I'm actually going to use that. Now my whole $1.5 are going to come in here once the market opens. So here we go. Hopefully everybody's ready. I don't recommend trading the first candle. We'll get down to consolidating trading within the first 5 minutes and really get a look at how it's moving. Or we might switch to hood. So let's see. And we're off. Now the whole market's down. Look at it. Wow, that was a. That's why again, if it gives us a chance to go short, we can retrace it if it gets up there high enough. There it goes. It's almost there. Didn't quite make it. It broke off before the 50-cent mark, which is right here, that gray line. Trying it again. Wow, I'm gonna miss an opportunity here because it's just not going high enough. That was it. Making that one heck of a rickshaw, man, and going down. So we had a chance there. I'm gonna go ahead and get in there if I can get it. It did pick me up. Yeah, it did pick me up. I went a little early, but not that early, really. So I will average down. No, I did not mean to do that. Oh, God. It jumped down, so I'm 400 now at a position that I didn't really want to be in down there, so I wanted to get it much higher than I just got it there, but whatever.
Dow is
So
down 32.49.
we made $41, though, so that was good. I just wasn't really where I wanted it to be. And I'll keep playing this short here, retracement here. So let's see if it might be done. It might be just going down. Let's see. It's still at the 50 cents, so I'd like a little break up. I'll try it again. Pick me up. Is it falling off? There I got again for 200 shares. So we're going to look for something, mediocre there. Yeah, I got up to 59 on the second trade. And I could have done a lot better. MACD just pushed it down there. Yeah, I'm not going to go long here, guys, off this level, just so you know. I'm not feeling it right now with the way. So what we would do is, if we're going to go long, we need to wait for this to get past this 5-minute mark here, which is what the multi-chart alignment's giving us. So you can see that's the buy-sell oscillator now saying, hey, these crossovers up here are sending this back up. So you can buy here, but I'm not going to buy there. No. Just telling you, it's giving you some help, but I still want to go short biased until we get over here a bit, and then we will mark some of the channels in here. But we got a good start. Hopefully some of you were able to capture that. It's kind of like clockwork to retrace the short. That's why I didn't mind going to 400 shares. I kind of looked at the last 5 days and watched this price. I remembered it, but I went back and looked like, oh, I should have doubled down every single time, gone to half my position every time. I was waiting for bigger levels kind of to show you guys to be more careful, but it was happening 10, 15, 20 cents. And some of your comments said, I made double what you did. I'm like, hey, stop saying that. You're giving me FOMO. No, I'm really glad you're doing good, guys. It's just, I too can get FOMO, but I just realized logically I should have gone to half my position, and I did at that time, and it made a difference. Instead of $15 like yesterday, I have $59. So it keeps pounding it down, not feeling strong about doing that. Let's see. Yeah, so you get a story like that. That's a catalyst, right? Right before the market opens, and you should have expected that to go right up. Now, we've had many discussions about that, and I would say that 80 to 90% of the people that are trading the stock never saw that story. They don't watch stuff like this. They just go in because they have a funny feeling in their toe, whatever the reason is, and you have to trade with the crowd, and you have to kind of retail traders are kind of ruling right now, honestly. In markets like this, it's really good. I mean, the RV strategy guys are making regularly 10 to 40,000 a day. I'm not exaggerating. And it's really, and on a large cap consolidating stock, that's not a momentum stock, right? So now that is alternative route, getting your orders filled so that they get filled when you get up to 2,000 shares, but the possibilities are there for people that aren't doing that kind of routing. So is there a low to turn around here? I mean, is somebody going to read this news? I mean, I think I would go long down here. I don't know. Probably I'd give it a shot down here, though, if it went down this far. Now we are on the new 5 minutes, so we want to try to find something here. If we don't switch stocks, we want to try to find something here. See what's going on with Hood. Yeah. Hood is pretty much right where it opened, right where it closed the day before. So I haven't looked. I have to really look over there to see. So if you just came in, there has been some changes to this, and I took off the dashboard this morning because it was just too much. I know some people wanted that on there, but it's just like I can't. It wasn't slowing down it wasn't slowing anything down. It just wasn't. I just couldn't read stuff as easily, even for me, and I'm used to a big mess. So we're looking at $1.50. I might go short off this breakout low, which is 59 and a quarter roughly. Here's the market magnet right here. So we breached below it. Is anything going to turn us around here? You can see sellers went down in volume and then buyers are starting to creep up. So there is a chance that this could start to turn around and go long, but it has not shown its true colors yet, guys. So to be safe, you should wait, or you can take some chances and maybe make some money right here. I'm frustrated by the way it's moving that I kind of want to maybe leave to another stock here. But let's see if it gives us anything. I'm getting FOMO for Hood. Here we go. So can we short off that level? Let's see if we can get up a little higher. That's a breakout level, which is not, I don't normally mark that, but I think it can be respected. There it was. It hit it for a minute, but if you saw the flow, it's going to keep going up. So I'm waiting a minute to see if I can get a little higher. It's above the magnet now. Is it really going to drop off? Wow. Looked like it was going to burst up there for another 10, 20 cents. So let's see. It's got all these moving averages in the VWAP right here, kind of this big stuff it's got to work through, all this cluster here, so, is that capable of turning around? Absolutely it is. So, I look at it like these are alive, honestly, which is probably why they want to commit me. Oh, I should have picked it up there. Okay, I really thought it was the flow was showing it continuing, but it didn't. But it was weak. It was weak that it would keep going up, but I just thought it's time. But it didn't do it. So the buy is really not retraced where we started yet. Okay, this time I will get in down there. If it hits that 159 even, I will go for a buy down there, guys, so you know what I'm thinking. It's close. Well, let's see. I'm going to jump in a little early, see if it gets me. Okay, so it picked me up and sell the ask on the way up, because we are going to go up, right? That's what we're going to do. Pivoting on that even dollar amount, wanting to turn around like it should do, because I went in. Don't break below it now. Be hesitant. I'd be hesitant. Wow. It was like, you better take that $3. Jeez. I'd be hesitant to go into half my position on these moves right here. I think I'm just going to wait a little bit here and just see what we got here. Had I done it, I could have got out already. But that's a dangerous way to think, really. So, oh, look at it. It's really going down. Of course, I was playing with fire because everything said down. Now the volume increased as it's going down. So it's taking away all my profit. Remember, only go to your max loss, guys. I don't know about this trade. I'm a little worried about this trade. Let me take a look at that historical data there. That's at price level 2. That's this one right here. So that is pretty good. So that might be another spot to trust to go in on this level. Okay, guys, come on. This is an ouch trade. This is ouch. So 77. Oh. I'm at 05, so that would get me to like 158.80 something. 80. If I got, my position would become 158.80 with 400 shares. Bit risky. It just broke it too. So I'm not looking to add quite yet. If ever, you know. So, because the whole market's down. I mean, it's showing that everything's down. So here's your multi-chart alignment. That's some scary stuff. So these levels aren't turning it around. I do not understand. There's no news that would make this go down, but the whole market seems to be going down. So this might be the beginning of something bigger. So I might take a loss here, guys. I'm a little worried if this is going to break this 50 cent here too. It happens. Now I'll have to work harder. There's nothing showing me yet that this is going to turn around. So that's the part why I didn't add. I just don't. This is the first sign, actually, that the flow is turning around. So let me see if it can actually make a move here. Yeah, it just showed me that a second ago, but it's not very strong. So we need this volume to pick up right here, then I'll get more encouraged. Yeah, you could see it on the level 2, right about this level. It was showing signs of reversal. Now it's making a tweezer move, which is good, and the Scalp Pro is telling you we're going up, but I am not overly confident in this. So had I averaged to my half position, then somewhere around 85 cents here, I'd be going green. Okay, so that's a reversal. Okay, so that's a reversal pattern, meaning going up. Let's see if it holds it. Hopefully you're nice and low share size so this isn't bothering you. Now, sometimes it's smart to add on the way up to get out. And but I need the price action to show me that it's really going up, not what it's showing me here, which is, it keeps playing with us here. There's my open right here. So trend is down. Okay, you can see how the capital is showing what's being used here. $31,810 I'm using right there. And now I'm stuck here. So, you know, when you trade the RV strategy, when you get stuck like this, it's all about how many trades you're missing, you know. So it's sometimes better just to get out for a loss and keep going, see, because you're missing so many trades. We are not missing a lot of trades here, for sure. This is really just making a little flat top, and we definitely want it to break this way and not this way. That I got green for the day again, but geez. Stay on target. Again, it went up in volume as it was the sellers were taking control. Not a good sign. Not a good sign, guys. It wants to go up, you can tell, but everything's pushing it down. Morningstar down here. Again, that is a reversal sign, so the patterns are saying reversal, but the flow is not. So going to wait it out a bit until it gets too high for me, which would probably be a lot more than this. But because I do think it's going to recover still, but I'm not seeing that on the chart. That's just because I think the stock's going to go up today, but there's nothing else telling me that. Can we break this level? Boy, did it respect that level. I went back and looked at it, and it was a level to respect. This one's very recent, this 87, so this nowhere near should be respected. Nope, it decided that it was not gonna play our reindeer games. All right, so I am tempted to go to average down here, guys, for me anyway, because you have your, which one is that? I'm not sure what that level is signifying right there. So I thought that was our ATR, but that's not our ATR. So yeah, it was down at 40 cents. I could have gone in and been in a much better position than I am right now as far as getting out as it goes up. And I do think it's going to go up, but now we have multiple reversal signs on this level. This level is so respected. MACD says go up. Okay, so we're getting a little bit of, yeah, we're going to go up kind of thing happening here. So we'll hold our breath and wait for a big breakthrough. Break the 9, break the 14, all at once. Boom, there it goes. Come on. Now, we want to hold it till this is green, not the day is green, although it's tempting just to get the heck out. I know how you feel if you're in the same position. It's like, well, I just want to be green, you know. So it broke the 9, it's hitting the 14, and this is the other level I marked from earlier days action, which wasn't much. It was like right here, a little tweezer move. So I don't know how well we should respect that. I'd like to get back into the market magnet up here where this is where most of the volume has gone in. So a lot of people waiting up there, gone in or gone out. So holding it through the move.
HOOD, Robinhood shares reversing and selling here at 94.17.
Oh, Hood's going down.
Oscar Delta.
Finally, the token became bad news, right? So we're hitting the 20 now. We broke the 14. That's the 20 moving average. Like to see that right there break that market magnet low. These are set for large cap. The market magnet's a great indicator. Finally, finally it's starting to go the right way. So out of all that, do we go for $10, $20? And that's what people scoff. They go like, well, you just wrote it down $100 and you're only going to go 10. I'm just looking at price action, you know. I'm not sure it's going to go up $100. I'm going in and out on the flow, right? Caught me off guard there, honestly, that it went that low. I was surprised that that level didn't mean more to it, you know. But we finally have a decent trade here. So, I mean, starting to get decent here as it goes up. Oh, the buy-sell turned it around in that even dollar. It might not break, so I might get out, guys, for a lesser loss if it starts to break down again. Let's see if it breaks the whole dollar there. Really needs to break the whole dollar. It's just hovering at it. I'm at 05. It's breaking down again. Now it's got to break through the 20, the market magnet there. Yeah, there you go. That was a reversal sign. That's going to go up now. We're going to break it now. No, get that little red arrow out of there. No. We don't want that little red arrow. The buy-sell oscillator saying, turn around, turn around. See the price action coming in here? Oh, it pulled it down, not up. We want to see the magnet go up as we're going up, not down. And then that's like a springboard. But that's actually like a hammer pounding it down. So there it goes. Okay, so that's going to, you should get some action going up here with that magnet pulling it. Come on, guys. It's the way this is moving, guys. I just want to get out for any kind of green. I'm not looking for something big. It could have been $2 there, but geez, really? All this time? I really kind of want to go see what Robinhood's doing. If any of you averaged in, then you made big money on this trade. I didn't. I was afraid to lead you guys astray, frankly. But I might have traded differently if I was on my own.
Treasury Secretary Besson, Japan agreed to continue vigorous talks on tariffs. Japan continues to seek mutually beneficial agreement with the U.S.
Man, I should have been happy with $2, huh? Wow. Looking to add to my position down there on all those moving averages much sooner than before when I was willing to. What do we have here? Sellers are nearing the top, which isn't good. No new news here. There's no data to tell us anything but just to read price flow. Getting ready to take a lesser loss just so I can trade a different stock. Let's see here. Get me any kind of green. I'll take that. Yeah. Oh, and then it takes off. How many know that story? All right. So we got out. We bailed out of a bad situation there. Let me go take a look at Hood. Yeah, wow. That would have been good to catch that going down, huh? Now, the thing about this is, this does have a catalyst, that whole token business in Europe. I don't think it should. I think you could. It's still a way to invest in, AI. That's me. But again, you have to worry about what the masses say here. We're working a little harder today to. So look at that. Why are my ATR levels not showing? Oh, they are. There they are. Okay. There. So we're getting near the bottom of the ATR. I don't know what that is. Is that part of the market magnet or? Seems like it. Yeah, the high and low. That's what that is off the market magnet. That's what that is. Okay. Phew. So that should keep moving with the low then. So I'm trying to get, before I take a trade, I'm trying to see if it's going to give us any retracement or it's just going to keep going down. So I'm movement's pretty good here, really. It's giving some opportunities. Looking to short up near this level. Let me take a look at those levels for a second, guys. So we are right here right now, right? So we're, yeah, there we are. So we're looking at this level 5. Wow, that's a pretty good looking pivot there, huh? Better than the one above it, which is price level 3. Price level 5 and price level 6 are good ones. I mean, they could be because they look strong. So that is 5, and that's 6 up there. 3 is a little weaker. That's a pre-market level. So, and now you look at the whole even in, even dollar, half dollar marks too. It definitely is giving us opportunities. That's the 94 even. So if it's going to break through here, now it didn't. So it's now starting to show us some retracement. This is a reversal sign. So this is to send it back down. Okay, given another chance to break the 94. I'm getting ready to go in here, guys. See how strong it breaks it. Goes up to the 30, which is a strong level. It should be anyway. So I'm looking to short up there. I'll go ahead and try to get in it. So I got it at 28. And we're just looking for a little bounce down here. See if it gives us something. There was a little one there for a minute. Oops. And we'll go in. I would add at the fib, which is 94.63. Wow. It's really telling me that it's going back up now. So yeah, do you see how strong that was on the buyers? That was some serious, like, what are you doing shorting me? Really thought that level was going to give us some resistance there. Now it's acting like a support, which isn't. Wow, I tried to get that. $18. I just bought market because that was weird. When I clicked it, I thought I was much lower than $32. It would have been great if it picked me up, but so that trade, it did come back and it retraced and it went right through that level. So I have no respect for that level either way right now. So it looks like that it is respecting the whole dollar and the half dollar. That's once again, and it made a tweezer move, which typically means it's going to go down the length of that one more time. If you just read patterns. What was our other one? Palantir, right? It takes a while. It takes a while to dial in on these things, so I hate to switch again so quickly. But it is making me think. I don't know. Let's see if this is. Yeah. So overall, this is just a downward move. So I've got to be careful watching the 1 minute and getting confused. I have to see the flow for retracements in here. That's all we really have. Short-term retracements. It might just keep going down here. So nope. Reversal. It's not going to do the tweezer. It's going to go up. That's a rickshaw man. So this should be going up right here. Let's see what happens. Oh, it did for a second. Yeah, this is some really jerky action here. Again, I don't like that. I'm just going to get rid of that level. I don't want to believe in that level. That's okay to do, guys, too, because if it doesn't prove worthy, then don't let it distract you. Wow. Thought about buying off the even dollar. Again, I just do not trust the way this is moving. I mean, I don't want you guys to get into something that's just going to suddenly go, you know. We just have to be patient and look for something that's a little bit more definitive. These are little baby moves that are not giving us much. That was a 6-cent spread on that for a second. There's a 4-cent spread. Man, look at that, huh? Is it going to be a breakdown or break up off this? Really respecting the 94. There it goes. So that's why we didn't want to go long off that yet. 10 cents. Now, as it gets down, I would be more tempted to go long. Let's see, closer to the 50-cent mark. I think that's what I did before, right? Oh no, I was in up here, and then it dragged me down, right? Yeah, and then scared us. So let's get closer to the 50-cent mark, and I would probably work for a retracement up. There was 58 cents for a second on the bid. So I'm looking at close to the 50 cent, try to play this. If I got it to 58, I would have already made the money. So it is giving us some good retracing. There's 58 again, briefly. Definitely scalping opportunities here, guys. We just want to catch it the best possibility. Oh, missed him.
DOOBRP entered an agreement to
I'm going to take one more trade on this stock and then go over and look at Palantir to see if it's
Manitou assets
doing anything decent for us. Well, we should have. So if I would have picked that up, we would have done good. At 58 cents, that's 30 cents up. It would have been $60. Boom, just like that.
That's Delta Oscar.
That's how fast it can turn. Now, that was the 5-minute mark there where a bunch of people jumped in and it was down. So you would expect it to go down. The buy-sell oscillator turned it around and said go up. Right at the magnet now. So most of the people are right here now from prior volume. It's at 50 cents. This is only 09, so nope. Literally in the middle of an area here I don't want to get in right here. So we got to wait. We got to be patient. This is not calling out to us. A perfect world, I would have picked up that 58 cents and made a nice trade.
Said, and
now we're in the pivot point area, so it would be, you know, kind of the worst place to try to get in. Bid. Come on, drop. Can we drop you down? See how the scalping indicator's calling it? So now volume went up as it was going down. So that should mean that we're going to give us an opportunity to get a little lower here. God, makes me want to take it there, but I'm going to wait. Would have been another doable trade real quick. Whether do I buy the bid or do I sell the ask? Buy the bid or sell the ask? It's just like playing game. This is getting to be too difficult to trade because it's not moving enough. And that even dollar can be a real breakout or breakdown. So it's concerning to get in right at it, you know, going the wrong way. Volume going up on the buyers now. Okay, I'm only going to do this reindeer game a few more minutes here so we have time to get to our goal. It's proving more difficult today. Broke the 14. Really, guys? Come on. You're just going to sit here and go... We need some, you know, I guess I got too greedy for a good position down here. Anywhere in here would have made our goal. And now I'm greedy for the short. I want it to be up here. I don't want it to be in the middle of this mess. This is where you just wait it out and make your money slowly but surely, like a conservative way to make $100 a day. Obviously, if you have higher share size, you can make more than that. You just got to, pay attention to your max loss. It is only moving 5 to 8 cents right now. I do not want to go short. There it goes. There's a drop. Break through it and then let me get in down below it. Definitely not 97. Man, it's just hitting it as support and bouncing back up. Might work, I know you guys might do what I do, and it's making me be quite a bit more conservative. It's almost like eventually you can get out of the move, even if you get it wrong. But I don't want to show you guys to trade that way. That's not the best way to trade. So 24 was its high in this move. In the 20 moving average is up at 29.30. So this is right at the level that I removed a minute ago. There's 35. Boy, anywhere in the 40-cent range, I'll go short. There we go. I'll try that. They pick me up. Nope, I'm going to cancel that. Let it swale higher. See if it swales higher. I could have got a good trade there if I got picked in. That was 10 cents for a brief second. It did a hammer down, did a reversal sign. Darn. Kind of wish it would have picked me up there, obviously. All right. Take a breath. Well, I saw it. It just didn't pick me up. Yep. Hitting the 9. I am tempted to go in off the even dollar here because of how high it went. So I got in at 98. Yeah, there was a win there for a minute.
I said in today's another pop here back to $8 again. Alpha Sandy.
So
Tango.
34. Did we break? Tell me we broke. That was painful. We were at NVIDIA here, so I have 34 plus. Yeah, so it just broke 101. But you know what I really want to do is I want to go look at. I'm just dialing in on that, actually. I'm feeling like maybe I can trade that. But I just want to get over here and look at this for a minute because my time is limited to move on to the next trading with everybody here. But I do believe that was every trade was accurate. There just wasn't that many trades. And we were dealing with some real funky action. Okay, so there's an overall look. There's the RV level. This is an ATR. Nice. This is actually looks like this is a doable. Let me look at this on the 1 minute. This looks doable here. This is nice big wider channels here. I'm going to go short off this fib level, which is 38 if it gets up there.
PGNY progeny at the highs now, 2308 up about 7.5%. Papa Golf November.
I haven't watched it long enough to really take that trade, so I'm going to just wait a minute.
Company announced earlier guidance.
That is a bull flag that was rejected.
PGNY.
That is the risk oscillator turning it around at the fib, as well as the fib itself should be respected. This is a pretty tight spread. Yeah, buyers hit the top, sellers only went halfway down. So yeah, it is. It's definitely moving up right now.
SKYX announcing global sales and marketing collaboration.
I love how it's retracing though, like giving us retracing with a little bit bigger moves than what we were just trading. Looking at the fib. I'm looking at the fib, guys. A little closer to the fib. 138.38. Oh, man, we could have got another 10 cents there. off that 138.27 mark. I just put that. That's an intraday on a tweezer or reversal sign. That's not. I don't want to really respect that much, but it did get respected there. So, wow. Okay. So now the question is, do we buy on off the ATR level and the magnet down there? Do we buy that at the 50 cent or do we buy it now? I'm going to go in now on the bid. It looked like it was swelling up to me, so let's see if we can do a little bit better on this trade. It had like $8. I didn't take it. I wanted to go higher. Here we go, $12 on that. So that was off the magnet and off the ATR level. Let's watch it a second longer and see if this affords us another opportunity on maybe a short coming back down the other way. Now, one of the reasons I got out of that really quickly is not only did we make our 5 cents plus, but because of all these moving averages right here and the VWAP, it's like a lot of people watch this stuff and then take their trades based on that. We weren't near an even or half dollar. We just had the ATR level to turn us around. Now we have a reversal pattern, which is good. And we broke the VWAP, but then, broke the VWAP and then the 20, but then hit the 14. Wow. So that's why, see, you get a breakdown when it seems like you shouldn't. But now you got the 50 cent mark here, which might be interesting to buy the bid at. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and go in there and it pick me up. 46. No, I'm going to get out. I don't like the way it took too long. I think it's going to drop more. So let's let it.
INTC Intel popping to the highs, 2302. And November Tango Charlie.
The flow's going up, guys, but why? That's the bottom of the market magnet. This didn't make it to the top on the buyers, and it is going, the volume increased on seller action. So, again, not ideal, to go long off of. So, yeah, and there's why. There it goes. Will it hit that? That's at 31. Yeah, anywhere in the low 30s. Let's see if it gets down to the low 30 cent down there. I would look at that to 33, 32. I'll take that. Did it pick me up? No, you can't wait that long to pick me up. I don't have the resolve for it to keep going up after I do that. So, this is a board trade. This is a crazy trade right here. So you shouldn't do that trade. And that's one of the reasons I canceled out. I would have made 10 cents, but really there is not enough telling me to do what I just did. So what did he just mention? What was he saying on, was it Hood he just mentioned? I'll take one more look at, let's take a look at Apple. They just told me that a bunch of people haven't arrived yet. So let me just see here. Boy, really respected that ATR level, the RV level. So that's the low ATR level. So so that should be a red line here, and I don't. Oh, there it is down there. So it moved. Oh, as the day jumped, it moved. That's why. These are based on the previous. Interesting here. Right at the mat, we're at the same situation here. It's exactly the same with all the moving averages. Everything's just consolidating, making it hard to make trades. So I do feel like I'm forcing them. I think there's some opportunities, guys, to keep this style of trading and being careful to average in because we're not getting clear signs today. The market's acting strange today, basically maybe because of the tariff news. I don't know what, but it's acting a bit odd. So harder to scalp. We scalped it out. We did it. What do we end up doing here? So Hood was 34. And what was the last one we just traded? Was that this one? Yeah, 34. So that's 46. And then NVIDIA was, so yeah, not much, 113. But we made our goal. Obviously, some of you, I've been here reading your comments. You're making more money. You're trading higher. I got a couple really long emails. Now, a couple of people made over $1,000 doing the exact same trades with higher share size. So just depends, you know. The idea is be accurate no matter what. Then the share size doesn't matter. You're accurate, you're going to make money. So, you know, be green no matter what. Okay, guys, so be careful out there. I am planning to be back tomorrow. So hopefully you did good here. And always be inquisitive and stay green out there. I'll see you soon.